Brendan, Mike Zeisberger, Toronto Sun. Not so much from the business side, but for the kid growing up in Etobicoke. You're sitting in a room, you watched the Leafs play when you were growing up. You got Wendell Clark here, you got Daryl Sittler here. What does it say to you, the optics in the past 2 weeks, that the fans here were so disgruntled in the final game they actually booed when it was announced the Leafs were taking a timeout, and in Ottawa on Saturday somebody threw a Leaf jersey on the ice?
Well, I talked a little bit about the passion, and obviously, you know, I've had an opportunity to play in passionate markets and play on Team Canada. I know that what that passion can do. Like I said, I'm looking forward on this. There's no doubt in my mind what our fans want. And certainly when they express their frustration, that's something as a professional athlete or as an executive of a sports team that you have to understand. But again, our focus is not on things like that or isolated incidents. It's on improving the team and making improvements.
Chris?
Question for Dave. Chris Johnson from Sportsnet. Do you see any comparables or common themes between the three collapses, the three rough finishes the last 3 years? Do you think there's something about the culture here that's caused that?
Well, again, I wouldn't include last year as a collapse. Most people thought we were going to go 4 and out. So I think last year we took a couple of big steps forward, and unfortunately I don't think we built upon that. And that's the one big negative I look at this year, and that's one of the things that we passed on to the players. That a lot of the good that we did last year in terms of how we played and how committed we were seemed to disappear at times this year. I think there are differences in both of them, but they both make you feel the same. You know, when I go back 2 years, and not last year and then this year, both of those situations, I think there are differences, but the result and the feeling is the same, that we need to do more to improve the will of the group. If we look back, and we've been working with all of you through the course of the year, and if you all review your notes and our interviews, I think you'll see a common theme. When we were up 10 and I think we were 10-4 at one point, we were saying we're not playing very well. We're not playing the way we need to play. We're not playing the right way. We're not as committed as we need to be, despite the fact that we had a winning record. And over the course of a season, that is going to catch up to you at some point. With us, are there reasons for our spin at the end? I think there's a number of valid reasons. Those are the same reasons that every other team in the league had that managed to win. So I think that using them is an excuse. Schedule was an issue. Injuries were an issue. You know, there are times where bounces, officiating, whatever you want to use, those were all issues. And I can tell you that those cost us games. Every other team in the league faced the same issues we had. So to use those as an excuse, it's not something that we should do or ever will do. We still have to do what we said at the start of last year. We have to get better. When we were winning hockey games, we said we have to get better. We're not deep enough. Our reserve list has to get stronger. We have to draft better. We have to develop better. All the things that we said last year when we were winning, we need to say today. So it's not like this is revisionist history. If we all go back and review everything we've talked about, this is where we're at. And I think that having Brendan on board is going to help us tremendously in all those areas.
Hi, Natalie Collada from CBC News. Question here. Everyone has been talking today about the potential here for, huge results, that we have to work hard, that things need to change. What do you say to those cynical fans who look and say, look, it's been almost half a century since this team has won a Stanley Cup. What realistically, if anything, can be done to reassure those fans? What do you guys say to that?
Well, winning is the more I hear and the more I listen to today, quite honestly, winning is just a very simple solution. So we're not going to win a game sitting up here today. We have to get results. And you can talk, when you don't win, you have to answer a lot of questions about a lot of things that are distractions, a lot of side issues. I mean, in my life and in my career, I think that I've prided myself on having very good focus. And so again, you set yourself up in a situation like this. Obviously, I wasn't here this year, so I don't want to speak about this season. I haven't earned that right. But I can say going forward that when you are in a situation like this, that's when you start talking about a lot of other things. Winning is, and it's something that players say, winning is a very simple solution for so many different problems.